This is the fastest and most efficient way to learn Ukrainian pronunciation as well as the Cyrillic alphabet. It's very simple. Basically, we take each one of the letters of the alphabet, we get a list of 10 example words using that letter, and then we do 5 reps of each word. Here we've got the translation, which is pretty irrelevant for this specific exercise. We're not learning vocab, we're learning pronunciation. So what we'll do is take an audio file of this and we'll listen while reading. So this is obviously, and we listen to the first word 5 times, second word 5 times, third word 5 times, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so abricos, 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 autobus, 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 and we'll continue like that for the whole list. Yeah, and by the end of it, I mean, this one's not particularly challenging. You probably already understood it, but you get the idea. When we get to this thing, this is the be. So batiko, 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 baba, 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 brat, brat, brat. Yeah, a lot of repetition. There's nothing revolutionary about this. There's nothing. It's just good old repetition with the same basic words and the same sound over and over again with the same words. This is the be. This is the ve, voda, voda. Yeah, vesna, vesna, and we do this with the whole alphabet. And this is not perfect by any means because it's an AI voice and it will not sound exactly like a native speaker, but it's enough to learn the basics of how the alphabet works. So you learn to recognize the different characters. You learn to read because it's not that hard. It's just figuring out which sound each letter makes. You learn this in an afternoon, really. Um, and then the sounds, because a lot of the sounds don't have an equivalent in English or any other non-Slavic language. Like this one, zh, yeah, that doesn't exist in English. Avzhezh, zh. So for you to be able to, let me find out specific one. This is a h. This is a ts. This one doesn't. I mean, kind of exists, but not really in English. This one doesn't. Szkola instead of sh. This one's a. Right. No, I want to find the. Want to find the specific one. That's a very different sound from anything we used to in English. This one. For this kind of sound, it's not perfect, like I said, because this is an AI voice, but you get an idea of what it should sound like. Obviously, you need to do a lot of listening to native speakers to then get it right, 100% right, or at least close to a native speaker. But to learn the basic principles of how this letter should be pronounced and the fact that this sound exists, this is really good because like sh, this is sh, so like rinka, 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 and shikya, 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 and by the end of it, like after 50 reps of this, you could just listen while reading the first time, and the second time maybe you try to say it aloud, or maybe every time you hear a new word, like you listen while reading the first 2 or 3 words, and then the last couple words you repeat them aloud as well. This will require some repetition to learn to pronounce the words, but it's helpful to just get a lot of reps of reading while listening so that you're aware of the existence of this all these different sounds. Another thing I recommend you do is just if you're not sure, just copy this, paste it uh, on YouTube, and just search pronunciation tutorial for this specific sound, and you'll get tutorials and watch a couple of them, and maybe it will help. But a lot of it is just listening and repeating and a lot of practice. And even if you don't get it 100% correct, if you at least, like I said, if you're aware of its existence and you try, it's going to be much better uh, than not even knowing that that sound exists, right? So this is, in my opinion, the best way to learn to read Cyrillic quickly, and also to learn basic pronunciation. So this is what I recommend you do. Then it's true that even if your pronunciation of the specific sound, some specific sounds, is not perfect, as long as you're able to say what you want to be able to say, you'll be fine. I think they'll, as long as you can be understood, uh, they won't have a problem with that. So this is, it's not the most important thing in the world. Yeah. So it's worth like taking a look at, and just practicing once in a while, or at least in the beginning, also to learn the basics. But I would jump to language island sentences as soon as possible and learn complete sentences. And all of this, you learn it quickly simply by just reading and listening to sentences and repeating them aloud with relevant, useful sentences.